This is a Radio Shack 22-216 auto-ranging analog multimeter. It dates back to about 1994 or 1995. What you have right here is a negative DC indicating LED. Right now we're running about 25 volts negative. We change the polarity, and it's about 25 volts positive, and the negative DC annunciator has extinguished. I spend a lot of time on eBay looking at multimeters, and this is the only one of these I have ever seen. And with the exception of the auto ranging and auto polarity, it's a fairly standard FET multimeter. It does have a high input impedance. It has a separate millivolts DC range and a analog continuity test. You can see it's rather quick, but it's not latched. Scratchy sounding, notice that. And this is the inside of that Radio Shack 22-216. I'll just show you a couple of the highlights here. Of course, this is your function switch, a little half amp glass fuse. It does have several adjustments inside here which are marked for their functions, and there's a couple more hiding here, little holes through the circuit board. Some little JFET op amps, I believe, and some little CMOS ICs. It runs on 4 AA batteries, and the current draw in standby is about 15 milliamps. Remarkably enough, although Micronta and Radio Shack meters are generally not very good meters, this is actually a pretty good voltometer. As you can see, the Fluke is reading 1.7 something volts, and our Radio Shack meter is reading just about the same, about 1.75 volts, pretty close. The range is indicated right here. It's on a 3-volt range. Let's kick it up a little bit. There, it's on a 12-volt range. Just about 5 volts, and we're reading close to 5 volts here. Now I'm having to tilt this meter a little for this demonstration so we don't get too much light. That may be affecting the meter. No, not a lot. Okay. So it's relatively close. One thing I've noticed is that if you get up close enough into the 3/4 deflection range, it switches to the next range just a little sooner than I would like. Like that. Now it's on a 60-volt range, even though the source voltage is only 16 volts. Now, if you come up slowly, you can get it up into the upper end of that scale. Still it kicks to the higher range. Interesting though, and how often do you really see a auto-ranging analog multimeter? And the answer is never. That's about 100 volts there. Now we're at 300 odd volts here, 400. You don't even have to change ranges. How about that? That's the range enunciators are here, and this is the polarity, by the way. So, and yes, it's auto polarity. Your negative DC polarity is indicated right here.